couple weeks back, we talked about how the Lando series, remember the Lando series? You know, from Solo, a Star Wars movie? You got Donald Glover as Lando, going to do a series on Disney Plus. It was announced back in like 2020. Haven't really seen anything from that since. Well, we talked about it a couple weeks ago that Justin Simien, the guy who is writing the Lando series, came out and said, you know what? I had a good script. Everyone enjoyed it. I'm just waiting to hear back from them. You know, I haven't really heard anything since like 2020. But, you know, there was a pandemic and stuff, so that can be forgiven. Well, maybe they didn't like Justin Simien's script as much as he thought that they liked it, because it turns out that Justin Simien is no longer working on Lando. In fact, it sounds like Justin Simien's script is getting a full rewrite from the ground up, potentially, because it just came out this week that Donald Glover, Lando himself, is going to be working on the Lando series. Here's what Vanity Fair had to say about this. Glover is collaborating on the project with his brother Stephen Glover, who has written and produced with him on Atlanta. I haven't watched Atlanta, but I hear that Atlanta is really good. As well as the new Dominic Fishback series, Swarm. They have quietly been in control of the Lando series for many months now, a source confirms to Vanity Fair. Now, first off, right off the bat, addressing this, terrible timing. I mean, I'm glad that article mentions that they've been working on this for months now, because in the middle of a writer's strike and in the middle of an actor's strike, to have it announced that you're not only writing a project that you're going to be acting in, bad look right now for what's going on in the industry, but glad they clarified that this has been in the works for a while. So this is kind of interesting, to be honest with you, because honestly, this kind of feels like it came out of nowhere, because there's been like no talk about the Lando series whatsoever until Justin Simien came out a couple weeks ago and talked about how, yeah, he thinks he's still doing it, and now we know that he's not doing it, and Donald Glover is actually going to be writing Lando. So how does this change my opinions on the Lando series? Because we talked about it a couple weeks ago. You know, I'm not like super interested in a Lando series, but if they made it, I would hope that it'd be good. I'd check it out. The fact that Donald Glover is writing a Lando series gets me a little bit more interested in it, because it shows that he's really committed to the series. Like, if you just had someone write it for Disney Plus, and then, I don't know, Donald Glover, he might be in it, he might not be in it. We weren't even entirely sure if Donald Glover was going to be Lando in the series. I guess this kind of confirms that he will be. I'm a little bit less excited about that, because that's just an actor doing an actor's role for someone else that wrote for him, you know, contractually obligated to do it, all that kind of stuff. But if Donald Glover is creatively involved throughout the entire process, if he feels so convicted to do this show that he wants to play Lando again, he doesn't just want to play Lando again, but he wants to write the show. He wants to have full creative control over the story, over where the character goes. He's that invested in this character. That gets me a little bit more optimistic, and that gets me feeling a little bit better about the show, because now it doesn't just feel like they're doing a Lando series for the sake of doing a Lando series on Disney Plus. Now, that very much could still be the case. Hey, write a Lando series, we want that on Disney Plus. This very much could still be that case. But the fact that Donald Glover is taking the time, taking it upon himself to get this thing off the ground, to create it, to act in it, I think that's really cool, and I commend that, and I like first of all, I don't just want any actor to take creative control over every project that they're in. I'm not saying that, but Donald Glover is a talented creative, like not just acting wise, but behind the scenes and writing wise, he is and has proven to be a really great creative force. So the fact that you now got him not just starring in a show of Lando, but actually working on the story, working on the script, and working on the direction of where his character is going to go, I'm not going to lie, this kind of got my excitement level for a Lando series up a bit, more than it was before. What do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of Donald Glover potentially doing a Lando series? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you want him to write it and star in it? Or do you think that's too much pressure on him? He should just write or star in it. Comment down below. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions about that, guys. And without further ado, let's take a look what you guys are saying about this.